Today we're going to be going over all the bottles that I got in September of 2025. This is a legendary bourbon haul. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Brad's Bourbon Reviews. I'm Brad, and today we're just going through our monthly video here where I go through all the bottles that I got this month. Enough talking, let's go ahead and dive into them. These are in no particular order. Most of these are going to be from the Kentucky Bourbon Festival trip that I went on, and these first ones here are no exception. I got two bottles of the Buffalo Trace Single Oak Project. I got barrel number 93 and barrel number 75. I did look these up when I was in the gift shop, and actually somebody who watches the videos said hey to me while I was in the gift shop, and I believe he said he got number 93 because it was his birth year. Comment down below if you're watching this. I'm curious if you've opened yours yet, and if so, what do you think? Because I have not opened these yet, and I'm not like itching to. I've had one before, and it reminded me of Traveler, so I'm not like jumping to open these, but I'm very excited to own these. I never thought I'd own a bottle of Single Oak Project. They were like really hard to come by and super expensive when they first dropped, so I'm excited. Moving on to the next ones. So a few of these I'm going to do in groups like these next ones here because you'll see why. So these three bottles right here are from Conviction. Two of these are barrel picks. This one is the Maria's Mark, the double oaked one that is one of the best double oaks I've ever had. I'm obviously biased. It was my barrel pick. I picked it. I love it. What do you want me to say? I think Conviction makes the best double oaked on the market and is entirely slept on. It's crazy to me. You guys will find out soon enough that their double oaked is incredible. And then this one is a single barrel pick that I did while I was there. I did their pick for their Bourbon Heritage Month pick. So I got to pick the actual barrel for this one. If you got one of these and you got one of my inaugural barrel picks, they are about as different as you can possibly get. The inaugural pick was like super rich and French toast heavy, those kind of notes. This one is a lot more fruity. It's like blueberry muffin kind of fruity. So it's very, very different from the other one. And that was intentional. And then the last bottle I got from Conviction while I was up there is their most recent hot box release. These are phenomenal. There's a hot box on property that was used as a prisoner punishment facility. And every once in a while they do hot box releases. This is my favorite hot box release I've ever had for them. I think it's phenomenal. I paired this the other night with a cigar and I put a little bit of a dent in this bottle. I mean, a very little dent, but this was phenomenal with a cigar. So love these. I want to thank everyone who supported and coming out and, all the patrons who got bottles as well. This one sold out in 2 hours. This one sold out, I think, in like a week or so, maybe less than that. I have to go back and look at text messages, but these are both sold out. So if you got one, consider yourself lucky. Moving on to the next ones. All right, got a few more paired up here. These two are the new 1792 bottles. This one is the cognac cask finish, and then this was the extended cask finish with the Zinfandel wine finish. So I have done videos on both of these. If you are curious about my thoughts, check out the video. I may be in the description if I remember to put it in there. If not, you can find it pretty easily just going back on the channel and looking for these. But there was one of these I did like a lot more than the other one. It was this one. But yeah, these were just okay, and I think that they could be better. But interesting nonetheless, and if you're a 1792 fan, you might want to grab them. Moving on to the next one. Moving right along, I got this during my Kentucky Bourbon Festival trip as well. This is Evan Williams Masters Blend. These are available at the gift shop in Kentucky. I don't remember if it's available at both locations or just the Louisville location at the Evan Williams experience, but that's where I got this one. I honestly can't remember. These are interesting because it's a blend of all of their baseline products with some Evan Williams 23 in there. I'm pretty sure that Evan Williams 23, there's probably not a ton of it in there, in comparison to what's in the rest of the blend. But I did try this when I was there, and it was really, really good, and I'm glad I got one because I was trying to only buy things like this that you can only get up there. Makes it more special. Moving on to the next one. Keeping on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail trip here, I got this bottle at the Wild Turkey Distillery. This is a Wild Turkey 101 single barrel called Distiller Select 2025. It is barrel number 250504, and I got this because I tried it at the upstairs bar, and it was the best Wild Turkey product I've ever had that wasn't a special release. I don't know if they specifically hide really good barrels of this for this, but this is such a good bottle. I'm actually upset I didn't get to get more than one of these. They were one per person, and me and Holly were the only ones there. But it was so good, I had to reach out to my friend Matt, and I was like, because he loves Wild Turkey like the way I love Jack Daniels, and I was like, dude, you got to try this single barrel. And so I got him with Holly's. So if I could, I would go back and get another one of these. These are phenomenal. If you're ever at the distillery, try them before you buy them because they are expensive. I think it was like $80 at the distillery, but I forget exactly how much it was. This one at least is really, really good. You should try them. It's shocking how good this one was. I was really, really shocked. Moving on to the next one. All right, this is another bottle I got on my trip. This is Ryai. So for people who don't know, I'm really big into tiki culture and I'm really big into tiki cocktails. So when I saw that Green River was making this thing called Ryai, honestly, I wanted it for the label because I think it looks really cool and very tiki. It's a pre-made cocktail. It's a rye version of a Mai Tai. It's really good. It's a little sweeter than than I typically like, even for a tiki drink. Tiki drinks, I have no problem with them being a little more sweet. That's kind of what you're doing, right? But this one, even for that, is pretty sweet with only being 60 proof. So I'm glad I got one. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad I got to try it. I don't really see myself going back to this very often. I would just rather make a good Mai Tai, but I'm glad I got it. It's pretty cool, and I'll remember getting it on my Bourbon Trail trip. So moving on to the next one. All right, I got a few Penelope bottles to get through here. This is a Special Barrel Project X straight bourbon whiskey finished in an Oloroso sherry cask. I cannot remember who gave this to me, and I'm sure you're watching this, and I apologize. This was given to me the night of my barrel pick. I do not remember who gave me this. I am so sorry. I appreciate it very much. That day, there was a lot of drinking going on, and I was busy making burgers and stuff. I don't remember who gave this to me. Please, if it was you, comment on this video, and I want to give you a thank you because this is a really cool gift. I have not tried this yet. I'm waiting to do a video on it, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. There's been so many other things going on, but I am very excited to try this. I'm curious if anyone can make bourbon in an Oloroso sherry cask. Fantastic. It's Penelope. Moving on to the next one. This one I do remember who gave to me. This is a Penelope cigar batch. I am very excited to have one of these as a backup. One of my favorite bottles of the year. It's kind of getting pushed aside with other stuff that's been coming out lately, but it is a fantastic bottle. And Thomas, thank you so much for grabbing this for me. It means a lot, and I really appreciate it. It's my favorite cigar batch, I think. I have to try a few other ones and you know, really hone it in there, but I think this is my favorite cigar batch. Penelope crushes it. So this was given to me as a gift after our barrel pick, so I appreciate it very much, and I love this thing. Moving on to the next one. Another bottle of Penelope here. This is the last bottle of Penelope. This one actually was sent to me from Penelope. They sent me a bottle of this 10-year estate collection. It comes in at 106.8 proof. As you can tell, I have not opened this yet. It is still going to be a fresh crack when I get into this. I'm actually going to do this tonight, actually, after this video. I'm going to break this open. I'm very excited. Thank you to Penelope for sending this bottle to me. It's really cool that they sent me this, and I'm a big fan, and I have slowly become a fan, and this is just super cool they sent me this, so I cannot wait to get into this. Moving on to the next one. Oh my god, so many gift bottles this month. Good lord. All right, so this is a bottle of Elijah Craig B525. This was given to me by my buddy Dan, who I met at the Heaven Hill event. He watches videos, and we've become friends, and he bought me this just because he's a nice guy, and I appreciate it very much. We opened it there on the spot, and I have gone back to this a few times. I think this is my favorite Elijah Craig barrel proof. I'd have to go through some of the other ones that I have, but I think for sure this is my favorite one. Keep in mind, I'm not a huge fan of C923. It drinks a little too hot, and I'm not a fan of it. So I think this is more of what I like from Elijah Craig barrel proofs. You might not feel the same way. That's totally fine. Thank you very much for this gift. It was completely unnecessary to buy me this, and I appreciate you doing it. I'm glad you got to try it as well. Moving on to the next one. I have this bottle and one more that were gift bottles. This is a bottle of Early Times Bottled in Bond, but it's a black top. I actually just recently did a video on these for Patreon where it was comparing this to a modern day Early Times and seeing which one was the winner. I'm not going to say which one won. If you're curious, go check it out. This was given to me by my buddy Thomas, who I also met during the Kentucky Bourbon Festival through my buddy Charles, and he had seen videos where I talked about wanting to try one, and that I had one that I wasn't willing to open just because why would I? Because I like other Early Times, and he brought me this like half full Early Times, and dude, what a generous gift. Like seriously, these go for a good amount of money now, and so like this means a lot, and I appreciate it, and me and Thomas have become friends as well. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. I have thoughts on these, and if you were curious, I hate to do this, but if you're curious, check it out on Patreon, because it is a Patreon exclusive video. There was a relatively definitive conclusion. Moving on to the next one. And this one technically is a gift, but it was from my buddy Matt. He got me this. I asked him to give me this, I guess like a year ago or something. I completely forgot that I asked him to do this, and so he said, hey, it's a wedding gift. Congratulations. So thank you. I appreciate it very much. I'm excited to try this. I'm hoping that this one actually like is something that I'll enjoy for Maker's Mark. As much as I give them crap, if I can change my mind on Jim Beam and become a big Jim Beam fan, Maker's Mark can do the same. I'm hoping this is the one that does it. I'm going to open this later this week, and I'll probably do a video on it, but we'll see. Moving on to the next one. And I lied. There is one more bottle that was a gift bottle. This is a bottle of the Old Forester 117 series. This is Warehouse Eye Barrels coming in at 95 proof. I loved this thing so much. This was also given to me by somebody that I can't recall at my own bottle share. Comment down below if it's you, because I really appreciate it. I really liked this bottle quite a bit. This is my first 117 series, and I really liked this a lot. I haven't had it since I've been back home, but I really appreciate, again, like what a crazy thing for someone to just give you. Like, I appreciate it very much. Please identify yourself, because I just genuinely don't remember who gave me this. Moving on to the next one. All right, back to the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. This was one of my favorite bottles that I had my entire time at Kentucky Bourbon Festival. This is a bottle from RD1. This is the first thing I've ever had from RD1. This is a Kentucky Bourbon Festival single single barrel pick exclusive. This is a Amburana finished bourbon, and I'm not typically a fan of Amburana finished. Like, I'm not a fan. I don't hate them, but I don't love them. They're not something that I typically gravitate towards. This one is a very clear exception for me. This one doesn't taste like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Doesn't have that. It tastes like apple pie, and it's more subtle than a typical Amburana finish, and it was one of my favorite things that I had the entire time I was at KBF, and I really, really, really liked it. So you can't get these anymore as far as I am aware. These were only available at the festival. I would imagine they sold out. So it's cool. I'm glad I got one, and I really like it, and I'm going to be doing a video on this soon, so you can kind of get the full thoughts of it there. So in case you see them floating around the secondary or whatever, if you want to grab one, you can grab one because they are fantastic. Moving on to the next one. This is the other bottle that I bought at Kentucky Bourbon Festival. This is from Larrikin. It's Larrikin Bourbon Company. They're rosewater Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. So from what I understand from talking to them, they took bourbon and instead of watering it down with like regular limestone water from Kentucky, they made rosewater. There's no reason that I should like this bottle. It was top 2 or 3 things that I tried at Kentucky Bourbon Festival for myself. I loved everything else they had. Like their cigar batch was fantastic, but I really wanted something a little different and unique, something that I would not ever forget where I got it from, and that's where this one is. I also have a video coming out on this one soon. It is not open yet, but I'm going to open it and try it. I really like this for sure. If you don't like rose, if you're like sensitive to like floral stuff, you are not going to like this in any facet. I'm not saying if you don't like it, maybe you'll like it. You're not going to like it if you don't like that. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun, so I wanted to get one and support them because they were super cool. So shout out to Larrikin. Really cool and unique bottle, and I'm excited to have one and do a video on it coming up soon. Moving on to the next one. All right, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here, people. This is my Barrel Pick Group's bottle of Dettling. I was supposed to go to this one. However, I wasn't able to make it because my mother-in-law passed away the same day that this pick happened. So I was unfortunately not able to be there. And that's the only reason why that video had such bad audio quality. For whatever reason, it didn't record the audio for it. And my reaction to it was so authentic that I didn't want to redo it and like kind of fake a reaction like that. That's why I kept that audio bad. Usually I wouldn't put a video that was that low quality by my own standards, but that's why that was the exception, because I'd never tried it before. You know, if I was doing a video like that and of my conviction pick or something that I had tried, then I would, you know, redo it. But anyway, this is one of my favorite things I've had this year. This is probably going to be in the top 10 for me. And I also need to clear something up. I found out today, in my video, I mentioned like Dettling should do a double oak. Apparently most of their barrels are double oaked, and I just didn't know that. And that explains why they're, so much more expensive than a typical bourbon. So didn't know that. Wanted to correct that because I got corrected by a few people online and personally that were like, hey, dumbass, they double oaked their shit already, stupid. Makes sense. Would be the first time I got something wrong here on this channel. But anyway, this is phenomenal. There were only 25 bottles of this. I saw people commenting on my video review of it today that came out that were saying that they got one, and I'm so happy you did, and everyone's loving it. So it's a really good one. If you see this one coming around, it's called Bama Beast. If you see one, you got lucky. Grab it. Moving on to the next one. All right, Dan came through clutch for me again. Not only did he get me the Elijah Craig B525, but he is the reason I was able to get this Old Fitzgerald 11-year VVS at Kentucky Bourbon Festival in the Heaven Hill line. He gave up his position in line for me because he had gotten one, I think, earlier in the week, and we talked the night before at the Heaven Hill event. Like, I was just stressed out, especially after not getting anything at the Heaven Hill event. I was just annoyed. He gave me his spot in line. Like, just unbelievable generosity from him again. And I can't thank you enough, man. Like, you really saved my KBF trip because this was one that I really, really wanted, and it's because of you I got one. So thank you very, very much. It means a lot to me. I haven't opened it yet, as you can tell. It is still sealed, but I am looking forward to it. And Dan, if you're coming into town at any point, let me know and I will save this and we'll open it together. Moving on to the next one. All right, another one that I got during my trip. This is the Beam Pen Bottle, the 8-year. This is just celebrating like the old style decanters that they used to make for bourbon. And I thought it was for like some celebration, but I can't find any more of that. But it's an 8-year Jim Beam bottle. I'm sure it's fine. It's coming in at 86.8 proof. And I just got it because of being there. I didn't intend on buying this even when I got there. I had heard about it before I saw it in person. I was interested in it. And then being there, I kind of got wrapped up with some stuff. And I just was like, I need one. And I'm glad I got one because I won't be back to Kentucky probably for a while. So I'm excited that I got one. And it's pretty cool that I was able to snag one of these. And so I'm excited I got it. Moving on to the next one. All right, I didn't plan this, but the last two are my top 2 contenders for bourbon of the year. This is the Wild Turkey Master's Keep. I usually bring out the box. The box is right there. But with the spider webs for the Halloween set. I didn't want to bring the box out. It's hard enough to get the bottles in and out of the cobwebs and still make it look decent. This is Wild Turkey Master's Keep Beacon. One of the best bottles I've ever had from Wild Turkey. One of the bottles of the year contender for sure. It's between this one and then the last one here on this list. I absolutely love this. I opened it. I overpaid for this one. This is the only one on the list I think that I overpaid for. Yeah, this is the only one on the list I overpaid for. I paid $400 for this. I had tried it before I paid for it, so I wasn't going in blind to it or anything like that. But yeah, I know it's ridiculous to spend that much money on a bottle of bourbon. But rumor is this is the last Master's Keep. I tried it. I knew I liked it. And not liked it. I love it. And I wanted to have one because it's going to be probably bourbon of the year if it's not runner-up. Moving on to the last one. This one right here is my other contender for bottle of the year. This is the Jim Beam Lineage. This is one I've been talking about so much. I adore this thing. I have never been a big Jim Beam fan. This bottle for me with Jim Beam is what the 10, 12, and 14 were with people with Jack Daniels, where they go like, oh, Jack Daniels makes this, but they can also make really incredible whiskey. That's this. This bottle is insane. I love this thing so much. I love the packaging. I love everything about it. I have bottle 5858, so I am just so thrilled to have this. This one is just as good as Beacon is to me. The problem with this is I know I'm going to have to be blinding like my top 10 or like top 1 and 2 at some point. They're so different. I'm going to know which one's which. So I don't know. I'm just going to have to pick one. I think this is just as good as Beacon, if not better. 111 proof on this one. It has a 15-year age statement on the front. It's just... It's perfect. Like bourbon doesn't get much better than this. It just gets different. And it really changed my opinion of the Jim Beam distillery as a whole. Visiting the distillery as well helped too, but this bottle really solidified that holy shit, Jim Beam can make insanely good bourbon. So comment down below. Let me know what bottles you got in the month of September. While you're down there, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, cheers. A big thank you to all the Patreon supporters you see on screen right now.